Well, good morning, everybody. Good morning to me when I'm riding, recording this here. It's been a minute since I got a ride. Video wise, not so much because I've been trying to upload. But I had some knowing I was going out of town, I had some content going. Between weather and then being out of town, it's been a minute. But we got some nice weather. I came back in town, we got some nice weather. It's supposed to be nice for like a week, so I'm going to take advantage of it, even if I'm only really riding to work and back. And as much as I'm trying not to talk while I'm just stopped, you know, because that's not very entertaining, just listen to me talk, right? Short ride to work. I'm going to talk a little bit while I'm stopped here, just to make sure I get everything I want to say in. But second basic episode of the so-called build series of the bike that I already built. Last video I told you what it was and that I bought it from the guy. This video is going to be the first thing that I did to the bike, and that person not going is going to mess it up for the rest of us. But the first thing I did, the guy had already started to do some work. I don't really know if I mentioned it or not, but he had started to do some work to turn it into a cafe racer already. Those of you who know anything about cafe racers, choppers, bobbers, whatever, custom motorcycles, they're custom. Everybody kind of has their own idea of what they want. So this guy had already done some work, but it didn't really match what I wanted. I'll throw a picture up right now of kind of the bike that I was using as inspiration. Now, I was looking at that bike. I really like that bike, knowing that I wasn't really going to have that exact bike. But that's the bike, out of all the cafe racers pictures and stuff that I found, that's kind of the one that I like the most. As you can see, the seat's flat. The guy had already made a seat that was kind of the traditional style, had the hump in the back. But at only a 550cc motorcycle from 1981, I wasn't going to have power to throw me off the back. And I also didn't need the hump because I wasn't going to sit there and slide my butt backwards and tuck way down. So first thing that I really did, well, I should say first off, the guy had brand new tires on it, and I mean you could see them, they were brand new. He hadn't, because the bike didn't run, he hadn't driven on them. You could see that. Then he had paperwork, he had receipts on getting the front forks, front shocks rebuilt, new seals and fluid and all that. So I kind of just believed him on that. So I had a head start, you know. Shock was rebuilt and I had brand new tires on it. So for me, the first thing I wanted to do, and he had a brand new tank on it too, brand new gas tank. So the first thing I wanted to address, because looking at the bike, you know, it would probably be the most altering, you know, that I would have to do. I took a look at the handlebars. The first thing I did was just take a look at the handlebars that he had. They were not, they weren't clamp-on like Super Sport. They were like this. They were just a bar across. And he had them turned up kind of like this. Well, I did a little bit of work, a little bit of looking at it, and I was able to just loosen them up and turn them down so they were angled down by the tank. And the throttle was just a clamp. It didn't have an index pin, so I was able to just change the throttle, loosen the throttle up and rotate it back so it was in the cable was in the right place. The cable wasn't very good, so I did end up buying a new cable later. But I tackled the seat. So what I did was I took the seat off. The guy had done a really good job with the seat, but it was stiff. It wasn't very comfortable. But as far as craftsmanship, he had done a real good job. And basically, what I did was I took the upholstery off and took a look at the seat. And the seat was really made out of wood. He had a piece of wood, some foam padding that was glued to the top, and he actually had a helmet shield that was kind of turned around backwards that made the back side of the hump, the curve and the back side of the hump. And then he had like another piece of wood for the flat part. It was all glued together. I mean, when you took the seat apart, it looked kind of sketchy, but it was sturdy, it was together, and the upholstery on top was really nice. But basically, what I really did was I just took a saw, I took it up to the bandsaw, and I just cut off the part where the hump was. So the seat was a little bit shorter, but it was still big enough to sit on, and then it was just flat, like the picture that I saw. So then, because I didn't really want to get into upholstery if I didn't have to, because I cut it off right where the hump was, I took the upholstery, put it back on the front, and basically just sort of stretched and tightened it and folded it back over. I cut off a little bit of excess so there wasn't like a whole bunch of excess under the seat. But because of what I did, I ended up pulling it back real tight. I got the stitch lines nice and straight, just by pulling it back and tucking it under. So then I had my idea for my brake light and my turn signal lights, and I put them right on the seat. So after I had the upholstery tight, you can see in this picture that I went ahead and mounted all my lights to the seat. And so then, as you also see in the picture, because I had cut the seat short, the frame was sticking out. So I went back and I marked the frame, and I just took a saw and I cut the frame off. And then because of the way I worked, I had access to tubing and stuff, so I didn't actually have to buy anything. I went and found some scrap pieces of tubing, and I welded, because the frame was now open where I cut it off, I welded back across, and then I plated the ends so the frame wasn't open, and then threw some paint on it. You can see the end result picture right here. So that was really it. That took, I don't know, because I took my time and I didn't know what I had before I started. It took 2 or 3 hours. It didn't take that much time to actually do it, but because I didn't know what I had, and I'd like take a piece off, look at it, analyze it, do something, look at it, analyze it. That's why it took a little while, but that was the first thing I did. I'll end the video because I'm coming into work. But you can kind of see everything starts to take shape in those couple pictures. And just look out for the next episode. I'll throw some more pictures up and describe kind of what I did next. So as always, guys, ride safe. I'll see you on the next one.